What's going on, y'all? Another report. They said we're having an affordability crisis. People are getting mad because corporations can go out here and buy businesses, but the single person can't afford a home. And you know what? That's exactly what people get for being selfish, living life isolated. When you play as a team, you can afford more. What do you think if 5 to 6 family members stay into a house? How low is that rent payment? Well, guess what? Since a house is supposed to be an investment and not something that you just go and buy on your own leisure, why are you having problems? Why doesn't it click up here that I need 5 to 6 people or maybe even 2 to 3 people to go into this deal with me? So guess what? Now, all of a sudden, affordability comes right into your range. Why are you playing life like you don't want to build a team? You don't want friends involved. You don't want family involved. You don't want your kids involved. You just want everything for yourself. And then got nerve enough to complain and say, hey, wages aren't rising. The houses are too much. I want to get out, but I can't. How about you go do something? How about you go and build a team? How about you go and start a corporation? It's only $125. Now, if you go with a lawyer, of course, it's going to cost you about $1,000 to $5,000, maybe even $10,000, depends on how you set it up. But guess what? You now are saying, hey, I'm going out into society to build a team. I'm going out into society to give people opportunity. I'm no longer going to be selfish. I'm going to get the tools. I'm going to get the software. I'm going to get everything that my team needs so they can flourish. But you want it all for yourself. You even complain about how much websites cost when it's a business expense. You even talking about labor and how much labor costs and it's a business expense. How do you think someone that owns a corporation is supposed to go and pay you? You want to tax us more because you can't go and create value for the people that you're claiming that support you and that you want to support. It's hard out here. Okay, to own a business means to come outside of yourself and give others opportunity. Do we get that money on the back end? Of course we do, because we're putting out so much effort that it takes to be able to birth money out of thin air, supposedly. What about the cold calls? What about the sales calls? What about hyping the team up? What about direct mail? What about social media marketing? What about business meetings? All of these things that we have to do before we can give you a paycheck. But all you are is on the receiving end. You feel like that you're doing so much on your job. And guess what? AI is showing you that you haven't done shit but complain, waste time. You didn't sharpen your skills. If you were going to be in a job, why aren't you going back for even more education? When you see the market pivot and they say software engineers, computer science degree is actually the worst degree to have at this moment. You're going to sit there and complain because you're like, oh my God, like I spent 4 years going to college and now they don't even want to accept the degree? Grow up. Stop complaining. Nobody want to hear that. You better go spend some more money because guess what? It probably took 10 to 20 years to build the business that you are working for just to pay your high ass salary for you to sit on your ass. Thank God for AI. Thank you, Lord, for AI. Because all of the people who are lazy and complaining, they're about to get wiped out. And I love that. I love that. That people that are complaining, bitching, and moaning, and they don't create any value are about to get wiped out financially. So guess what? If you want to participate into this economy, you got to get it up and go. You got to get up in the morning. You need to put your health first. You need to put yourself first and your family first. Guess what? You can do that if you own the business. But all of a sudden, what are you, tired at work? You're so tired you can't come home and cook a meal for yourself. You go here and you can't pay your bills. Because guess what? How much do you want out of this one business? How much more do you want? And then you want to tax the rich? It'll never happen. Grow up. Get out of that narrative. The reason houses aren't affordable for people that are lazy is because you get up, you go to work, you're probably late, you're fat, or you're probably out of shape, right? And then guess what? Your relationship is probably on the rocks because you're not producing. You can't go on dates. You can't go to travel. You can't go taking out to eat. Everything is now in-house. Everything is at convenience. And now your relationship is on convenience mode. And guess what? How many times do you actually go to the grocery store or actually go into the gas station for that convenience? Not often. Even AI can deliver it right there to your door. All you got to do is click the groceries that you want on your phone, and magically the groceries appear. And that's what you get for being lazy. That's what you get for not pivoting in the market. It's the private market that runs America, not the government. The government is an extension of the private sector. Let's get it going. Stop complaining about affordability. Stop complaining about, oh my God, I can't pay my rent. Guess what? If you actually had friends and lived with somebody, you could afford it. If you actually had people in your household that were productive, y'all could afford it. And if you actually have the balls enough to grow a business, you can definitely afford it. Because guess why? You have 5 to 10, 20 to 100 people on your team that are working, that are contributing to society, giving other people an opportunity not only to grow financially, but to be able to fall in love with your service or product. And you're giving all of that up because you want to stick on your job. You want to stick on your job and complain. And you're steady in the same spot 5 years later. And now you're mad. Now you're sad. You're bitching and complaining. I'm letting you know capitalism isn't going anywhere. So you better grow up. You better learn the game of capitalism. They got you in here. They don't want you in the wild. They want you in a confined space. Because when you jump out here in the wild, you start realizing none of the shit that you are complaining about matters. Everyone has a deaf ear for some odd reason when you actually step into the wild. But guess what? When you congregate with 20 other people and 30 other people that are in your job place and in your workplace, what do you have? Unhappiness. People are cheating. People are sitting here coming back late to work, trying to figure out how they can get and ride the clock just to get some extra money, not doing anything productive. And guess what? That actually harms you. That little microaggression, that little micro slickness, that mischievousness that you have at the micro level is affecting you at the macro level, because now you don't know where to go. You've been so confined into this political realm and this feminism realm and the whole realm of complaint. And now you want someone to come back and hold your hand? The same complaining that you can do for every complaint that you do, spend 8 hours working on your business. For every I'm sorry or I need help, go out here and put forth effort so you don't have to go and have your hand out. Take your hand back in before it gets slapped in the real world, because a lot of you have been getting by, but AI is exposing you. AI is exposing the lazy, is exposing the unprepared. They're exposing the people that have no business acumen. And guess what? You know who they're really getting? The content creators. Those are who pushing this narrative. Those are who you fell in love with. Those are who have the reach that you have latched on to. And guess what? They've done nothing but make videos to get views. And on the back end, just like all of the rappers, the basketball players, they were out here performing at the highest level. And guess what? When you look in their bank account, they're broke. They don't know how to build a team. They don't know how to pay bills. They don't even know how to help you pay your bills. They don't have money coming in. That money coming in from them is just enough to pay their bills. So how are you going to learn something? They got you locked in to the crowd that complains, to the people that are going to speak loudly about it. I'm going to speak out. And guess what? Everyone around you is going to end up broke because you're not producing anything. You don't have any leverage because you don't own anything. You don't own a team. You don't own a business. You don't own a house. You barely own your car. It's a problem. The affordability crisis is a you problem, not a society problem. When the economy is bad, that means your economy is bad. So you need to figure out how you can build a business. Get a holding company. Start figuring it out. Go out here and create a customer base. And when you take that money that's coming in, instead of going and putting it into all of these companies and get latched on to the whole, oh, I'm going to invest. No, you need to invest back into your company or via another company that would be a great addition to your holding company so you can keep things revolving and you can increase that cash flow. Other than that, sit your ass on that job and continue to get that check because you ain't doing shit anyway.